The Lost Tribes, a legacy that refused to die. They were 12 tribes, born of one man, destined to become a nation. They crossed deserts, built kingdoms, defied empires, and vanished into exile. But their story didn't end. It transformed. Hello and welcome back to our channel. From lost tribes to global survivors, from ancient scrolls to high-tech cities, the people of Israel live on. Who were they? Where did they go? And how did they return, thousands of years later, to reclaim a forgotten homeland? This isn't mythology. It's history, written in blood, fire, and faith. It began with a call to leave everything behind. Abraham, a man from ancient Mesopotamia, heard the voice of the divine. He was promised a land, a people, a destiny. Through his son Isaac and grandson Jacob, the promise would take shape. But Jacob's story would change everything. After wrestling with an angel, he was given a new name, Israel, one who struggles with God. Jacob had 12 sons, each one flawed, bold, human. From them would come the 12 tribes of Israel, a family that would become a nation. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin. Their stories are woven with jealousy and redemption, slavery and salvation, betrayal and forgiveness. But together, they would carry a covenant that would outlast kingdoms. Before they ruled a land, before they built a temple, before they even crossed a desert, they were just 12 brothers, carrying the weight of destiny. Before there was a nation, there was a family. Jacob, renamed Israel, had 12 sons. They didn't start out as legends, just brothers with rivalry, pain, and dreams. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Issachar, Zebulun, Joseph, Benjamin. These 12 would become the 12 tribes of Israel, each one a pillar of a people who changed the world. From desert tents to royal thrones, from betrayal in a pit to power in a palace. Their names echo through history, and their legacy, still unfolding. 12 sons, one nation. Before Exodus, before the temple, there was Jacob, the tribes of Israel. Then and now. Follow to see what happened next. What happened to the tribes? Follow and like. The true history of the Israelites and their 12 tribes, from ancient times to the present. The Israelites, then and now. A journey through history. The story of the Israelites is one of faith, exile, survival, and revival. A tale spanning thousands of years, shaped by kings, prophets, exiles, and a promise that endures to this day. Who were the 12 tribes of Israel? Where are they now? Let's journey through history to uncover their legacy. The origins of the 12 tribes. It began with Abraham, chosen to be the father of a great nation. His grandson, Jacob, wrestled with an angel and was given a new name, Israel. Israel had 12 sons, each becoming the ancestor of one of the 12 tribes that formed the nation. Judah, the royal lineage, home to King David and the Messiah. Levi, the priestly tribe, keepers of the temple. Benjamin, a fierce warrior tribe, tied to King Saul. Reuben, Simeon, Gad, Ephraim, Manasseh, Zebulun, Naphtali, Issachar, Asher, and Dan. Each tribe had a unique destiny and land in ancient Israel. Exodus and the Promised Land. After centuries of slavery, the Israelites, led by Moses, embarked on a perilous journey to the Promised Land. With divine guidance, they settled and built a kingdom, but their unity would be tested. exile and scattering. War and conquest shattered the kingdom of Israel. Babylon, Assyria, and Rome exiled many Israelites from their homeland, scattering the tribes far and wide. Some assimilated, others preserved their traditions in distant lands. The modern Israelites. Despite the centuries of wandering, the Jewish people never lost hope. In 1948, Israel was reborn as a nation. Today, millions call it home, continuing traditions started thousands of years ago. The Israelites' journey, from the days of Abraham to modern Israel, is a testament to resilience, faith, and survival. Their story is not just history, but a living legacy that continues to shape the world. Here's a deeper dive into the history of each of the 12 tribes of Israel, adding rich details to their origins, roles, and fates. The 12 tribes of Israel, their origins and roles. Each of Israel's 12 sons became the patriarch of a tribe, shaping the nation's destiny. Some led in battle, others in worship, and some in governance. But their paths would diverge as centuries passed. First Reuben, the firstborn. Symbol: water or mandrakes. Role: initially the rightful heir, but he lost his inheritance due to dishonoring his father. Fate: his tribe settled east of the Jordan, but later faded into obscurity. 2. Simeon: scattered but unbowed. Symbol: a sword. Role: fierce warriors, but their aggression led to their territory being absorbed into Judah. Fate: they became dispersed, some settling in Judah, others lost to history. 3. Levi, the priestly tribe. Symbol: breastplate of the high priest. Role: chosen for religious duties. They did not receive their own land but lived among other tribes to serve in the temple. Fate: Levi's descendants remained central to Jewish life through the priesthood and rabbinic teachings. 4. Judah, the royal tribe. Symbol: a lion. Role: kings and leaders emerged from Judah, including King David and the prophesied Messiah. Fate: Judah became the dominant tribe, surviving exile and founding the modern Jewish identity. 5. Dan, judges and warriors. Symbol: a serpent or scales. Role: known for wisdom and judgment. Samson, a great warrior, hailed from this tribe. Fate: eventually lost to history, but some believe remnants of Dan may exist among Ethiopian Jews. 6. Naphtali, the swift deer. Symbol: a stag. Role: known for their speed and agility in battle, Naphtali played a key role in wars of independence. Fate: absorbed into the larger northern kingdom before exile. 7. Gad, the resilient warriors. Symbol: a tent or troops. Role: skilled fighters who defended Israel's borders. Fate: Gad's people were among the first to be exiled by Assyria. 8. Asher, the tribe of abundance. Symbol: a tree or oil jar. Role: known for wealth, agriculture, and producing the finest olive oil. Fate: dispersed, but some descendants remained in Israel's trade industry. 9. Issachar, scholars of the law. Symbol: a donkey. Role: devoted to study and wisdom, Issachar's descendants became scholars and scribes. Fate: some of their teachings continued through Jewish academia. 10. Zebulun, merchants of the sea. Symbol: a ship. Role: sea traders, responsible for commerce that sustained Israel's economy. Fate: lost in exile, but maritime traditions persisted among Jewish communities. 11. Ephraim, leaders of the northern kingdom. Symbol: an ox. Role: a dominant force in Israel's northern kingdom, considered Joseph's most powerful descendant. Fate: the tribe was scattered after Assyria's invasion, but some believe their descendants exist among hidden Jewish populations today. 12. Benjamin, the fierce survivors. Symbol: a wolf. Role: brave warriors who fought valiantly for Israel. King Saul came from Benjamin. Fate. Nearly wiped out in a civil war, but rebounded to integrate with Judah, influencing Jewish identity today. The scattering of the tribes. The 12 tribes flourished, but Israel's fate turned with foreign invasions. The Assyrian conquest in 722 BCE led to the exile of the northern tribes, while Judah and Benjamin remained in Jerusalem until Babylon struck in 586 BCE. The Lost Tribes. After the Assyrian invasion, the 10 northern tribes disappeared from historical records. Some say they migrated east to Persia and India, while others theorize their descendants live in Africa, Europe, and beyond. Judah and Benjamin's survival. These tribes endured Babylonian captivity and later returned to rebuild Israel, becoming the foundation of the Jewish people today. Modern connections. Scholars have traced potential descendants of the lost tribes in Ethiopia, India, and Central Asia, rekindling the mystery of their whereabouts. The Israelite story is not just ancient history. It is alive today in the traditions, faith, and resilience of the Jewish people. Their journey continues, carrying the echoes of their ancestors into the future. The tribe of Levi holds a unique and powerful role in Israelite history. Unlike the other tribes, they did not receive their own territorial land inheritance. Instead, they were scattered throughout the territories of Israel to fulfill a sacred purpose, serving as the religious leaders, priests, and educators of the nation. Origins and role in Israel. The tribe of Levi descended from Levi, the third son of Jacob and Leah. They were set apart early in biblical history for their dedication to God. During the Exodus, when many Israelites turned to worship the golden calf, the Levites remained loyal to God. As a result, they were given the duty of maintaining the tabernacle, conducting rituals, and leading spiritual instruction. Their role was defined in several key ways. Priests, Kohanim. A special subgroup within Levi descended from Aaron, Moses' brother, serving as the high priests of Israel. Temple workers. Levites maintained the sacred items, performed sacrifices, and led worship in the tabernacle and later the Temple of Solomon. Teachers and judges. They educated Israelites in the Torah and administered justice across the land. The Levite cities. Though they didn't have their own territory, the Levites were granted 48 cities spread throughout Israel, including 6 cities of refuge, safe zones where individuals who committed manslaughter could seek protection. These cities allowed them to stay connected to all Israelite tribes while fulfilling their religious duties. Historical impact and exile. After Solomon's temple was destroyed, Levites were exiled alongside the other tribes. Many remained influential in Jewish religious life, continuing their priestly duties in synagogues worldwide. Today, descendants of Levi and Kohanim are honored in Jewish communities, often recognized by surnames like Levi, Levine, Cohen, and Kahan. Legacy of the tribe of Levi. The Levites' dedication shaped Judaism's structure, ensuring the preservation of religious traditions. Though they were scattered, their legacy as spiritual leaders remains strong. What aspect of their story interests you most? I'd love to explore further. Some unique duties of Levites compared to other tribes. The Levites had distinct responsibilities that set them apart from the other tribes of Israel. Unlike the rest, they were entirely dedicated to spiritual, religious, and ceremonial duties rather than agricultural, military, or territorial governance. Here are some of their unique roles. 1. Temple service and maintenance Levites were the caretakers of the tabernacle, and later, the temple in Jerusalem. They cleaned, set up, dismantled, and transported sacred items when the Israelites moved. They handled sacrificial rituals, ensuring offerings were properly prepared and conducted. They guarded the entrances to the temple, ensuring holiness was maintained, and that only authorized individuals entered sacred spaces. 2. Music and worship leadership. The Levites were responsible for leading music and worship in the temple. They played harps, lyres, cymbals, and trumpets during sacrifices and religious ceremonies. Some Levites became psalmists, helping compose and sing the psalms, including many attributed to King David. 3. Teaching and preserving the law. Levites served as scribes and teachers, educating the Israelites in the Torah, Jewish law. They settled disputes by interpreting laws and ensured justice was upheld. Many Levites trained future generations, preserving religious knowledge across centuries. 4. Cities of refuge and judicial duties. 6 cities were designated as cities of refuge, where people who accidentally committed manslaughter could seek protection from revenge killings. Levites maintained and governed these cities. They served as mediators and judges, resolving conflicts among Israelites. 5. No land ownership, living among other tribes. The Levites were unique in that they received no inherited land like other tribes. Instead, they lived in 48 scattered cities across Israel and depended on the tithes and offerings of the people. Their role meant they remained connected to all tribes, ensuring a unified spiritual presence. 6. High priests and sacred duties. A special subgroup of Levites, the Kohanim, priests, descended from Aaron and carried out the highest religious duties. The high priest, Kohen Gadol, was selected from this group and performed Yom Kippur rituals, entering the Holy of Holies to seek atonement for all of Israel. These roles ensured the Levites remained central to Israelite religious life. Their duties evolved over time, especially after the destruction of the Second Temple, leading them to focus on synagogue leadership, prayer, and Torah study in Jewish communities worldwide. Historical events shaped the role of Levites. The Levites' role evolved significantly through key historical events that reshaped their duties and influence within Israel. Here are some of the most pivotal moments. 1. The Golden Calf Incident. Exodus 32. After Moses received the 10 Commandments on Mount Sinai, the Israelites grew impatient and worshipped a golden calf. The Levites, however, remained loyal to God. In response, Moses commanded them to purge idolatry from the camp. As a result, the Levites were set apart and given priestly duties in Israel. 2. Establishment of the priesthood, Leviticus. God designated Aaron and his descendants, Levites, to serve as Kohanim, priests. The Levites became caretakers of the tabernacle, maintaining rituals and guiding the people spiritually. They received no territorial inheritance, relying instead on tithes from the other tribes. 3. The conquest of Canaan. Joshua 21. The Levites did not receive land like the other tribes, but were instead granted 48 cities scattered across Israel. 6 of these cities were cities of refuge, protecting individuals accused of manslaughter. This established the Levites as educators, judges, and spiritual leaders among all tribes. 4. The division of the kingdom. 1 Kings 12. After King Solomon's death, Israel split into northern Israel, 10 tribes, and southern Judah, Judah and Benjamin. Most Levites remained loyal to Jerusalem and the temple, serving Judah instead of the northern kingdom. This preserved their priestly influence, even as Israel's political structure changed. 5. The Babylonian exile, 586 BCE. The destruction of the First Temple marked a huge crisis. Levites lost their central place of worship. Many Levites became scribes and teachers, helping preserve Jewish law and traditions in Babylon. When Jews returned to Israel under Ezra and Nehemiah, Levites played a key role in rebuilding religious life. 6. The Roman destruction of the Second Temple, 70 CE. With the temple destroyed, Levites could no longer perform traditional sacrifices. They transitioned into leading synagogue worship, becoming rabbis, scribes, and Torah scholars. Their focus shifted from ritual duties to Jewish education, shaping religious life for future generations. Legacy today. Even without a physical temple, Levites remain honored in Jewish communities. Kohanim, priests, still perform blessings in synagogues, and Levites continue religious and scholarly traditions. Many modern Jews with surnames like Levi, Levine, Cohen, or Kahan trace their lineage to this tribe. These events defined the Levites' evolving role, adapting them from temple priests to spiritual leaders who preserved Jewish culture and faith. The Golden Calf Incident. The Golden Calf Incident is one of the most significant moments in Israelite history, marking a major test of faith and obedience to God. It occurred while Moses was on Mount Sinai receiving the Ten Commandments, and it had lasting consequences for the Israelites, especially the Levites. The context: waiting for Moses, Exodus 32. After escaping Egypt, the Israelites arrived at Mount Sinai, where Moses ascended to receive God's laws. He was gone for 40 days and nights, which led to fear and impatience among the people. The Israelites doubted Moses' return and demanded a new God to lead them, the creation of the golden calf. Aaron, Moses' brother, gave in to their demands, instructing them to bring their gold jewelry. He melted the gold and crafted a golden calf, which the people worshipped as their god. They declared it the god that led them out of Egypt and held a festival with sacrifices, feasting, and revelry. Moses' furious return. Moses descended from Mount Sinai, holding the stone tablets inscribed with God's commandments. Seeing the idol worship, he threw the tablets down, breaking them in anger. He confronted Aaron and demanded an explanation. Moses burned the golden calf, ground it into powder, and forced the Israelites to drink the remains as punishment. The Levites' loyalty and consequences. Moses stood at the camp entrance and called out, "Whoever is for the Lord, come to me." The Levites responded, proving their loyalty to God. Moses commanded them to take their swords, and Moses descended from Mount Sinai, holding the stone tablets inscribed with God's commandments. Seeing the idol worship, he threw the tablets down, breaking them in anger. He confronted Aaron and demanded an explanation. Moses burned the golden calf, ground it into powder, and forced the Israelites to drink the remains as punishment. The Levites' loyalty and consequences. Moses stood at the camp entrance and called out, "Whoever is for the Lord, come to me." The Levites responded, proving their loyalty to God. Moses commanded them to take their swords and eliminate the idolaters, which led to about 3,000 deaths. Because of their obedience, God chose the Levites for priestly service in Israel. The aftermath and God's mercy. Moses pleaded for the Israelites, asking God not to destroy them completely. God agreed, but sent a plague as Moses returned to Sinai to receive new stone tablets, restoring God's covenant. From that point on, the Levites were set apart as the spiritual leaders of Israel. Legacy of the golden calf incident ate the idolaters, which led to about 3,000 deaths. Because of their obedience, God chose the Levites for priestly service in Israel. The aftermath and God's mercy. Moses pleaded for the Israelites, asking God not to destroy them completely. God agreed, but sent a plague as further punishment. Moses returned to Sinai to receive new stone tablets, restoring God's covenant. From that point on, the Levites were set apart as the spiritual leaders of Israel. Legacy of the golden calf incident. This moment shaped Israel's understanding of obedience, warning against idolatry. the Levites earned their unique role in Jewish religious life. The incident cemented Moses' leadership, proving his unwavering dedication to God. This event highlights a powerful lesson in faith, patience, and consequences. How do these tribes influence modern Jewish culture? The 12 tribes of Israel have had a profound influence on modern Jewish identity, traditions, and religious practices. Even though many tribes were scattered or assimilated over time, their legacy continues to shape Jewish culture in several ways. 1. Names and identity. Many Jewish surnames today trace back to the tribe of Levi, e.g., Levi, Levine, Levi, and Kohanim, priests, edd, Kohen, Kahan, Katz. Some Jews honor their ancestral connections to specific tribes, especially Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, which survived exile. 2. Religious roles and traditions, priestly blessings. Descendants of the Levites and Kohanim still perform Birkat Kohanim, the priestly blessing, in synagogues. Tithes and charity. The tradition of giving tzedakah, charity, stems from the Levite system, where Israelites supported their religious leaders. Jewish learning. Issachar's scholarly legacy continues through Jewish rabbinic studies and Torah scholarship. 3. Geography and nationhood. The rebirth of Israel in 1948 reflects the return of Jews. Many descended from Judah and Benjamin, the two tribes that remained after exile. Efforts exist to reconnect with lost tribes, like the Beta Israel Jews in Ethiopia, believed to be from the tribe of Dan. 4. Festivals and symbolism. The Lion of Judah remains a powerful symbol of strength and Jewish heritage. Many Jewish holidays honor tribal history, including Passover, which recalls Moses, a Levite, leading the Israelites to freedom. 5. Cultural and mystical influence. The idea that hidden descendants of the lost tribes still exist fuels Jewish spiritual exploration. Some Jews seek personal connections to specific tribes, reflecting their values and traditions. Though the tribes as distinct entities may no longer exist, their values, roles, and history continue shaping Jewish culture worldwide. The 12 Tribes History. The 12 tribes of Israel have a rich and complex history that spans thousands of years, shaping Jewish identity and the legacy of the Israelites. Their story begins with Jacob, who was later named Israel, and his 12 sons. Each of his sons became the patriarch of a tribe, forming the foundation of the Israelite nation. Origins of the 12 tribes. Jacob had 12 sons, and each one gave rise to a distinct tribe. Reuben, the firstborn, lost his birthright due to misconduct. Simeon, a warrior tribe, later scattered among Judah. Levi, the priestly tribe, dedicated to spiritual duties. Judah, the royal tribe, producing King David and eventually the Messiah. Dan, known for judgment and strength, linked to Samson. Naphtali, swift and resilient, known for wisdom. Gad, fierce warriors who defended Israel. Asher, prosperous and blessed with fertile lands. Issachar, scholars, focused on Torah study. Zebulun, merchants and sea traders. Ephraim, one of Joseph's sons, dominant in the northern kingdom. Benjamin, fierce defenders, producing King Saul. Key historical events: the Exodus and Promised Land. The tribes endured Egyptian slavery before being led to freedom by Moses. After wandering 40 years, they entered Canaan, their promised homeland. Joshua allocated lands to the tribes, dividing the territory among them. The United Kingdom of Israel under King Saul, then King David, the tribes unified into a strong monarchy. Solomon's reign brought prosperity, but tension remained among the tribes. The division of Israel. After Solomon's death, the kingdom split. Northern Kingdom, Israel, 10 tribes under Ephraim. Southern Kingdom, Judah. Judah and Benjamin remained in Jerusalem. The Assyrian conquest, 722 BCE, led to the exile of the northern tribes, causing their disappearance from history. The Babylonian exile and diaspora. Judah and Benjamin endured exile in Babylon, 586 BCE, but later returned to rebuild Jerusalem. The Levites continued priestly traditions, preserving Torah laws and Jewish customs. Legacy in modern times. Many Jews today descend from Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, as they survived exile. Scholars theorize some lost tribes may exist in communities like Ethiopian Jews, Beta Israel, and groups in India and Africa. The rebirth of Israel in 1948 reflected the return of Jews to their ancestral homeland. Enduring influence. Though scattered, the 12 tribes remain a symbol of unity, resilience, and faith in Jewish culture. Their values shape modern Jewish traditions, from religious scholarship to leadership. How did the Levites influence Israel's development as a nation? The Levites played a crucial role in shaping Israel's development, both spiritually and politically. Their influence extended beyond religious duties. They helped unify the nation, preserved its traditions, and ensured governance based on divine law. Here's how they contributed to Israel's growth: spiritual leadership and preservation of worship. As priests and teachers, the Levites maintained religious order, leading the Israelites in worship and rituals. They were responsible for the tabernacle and later the temple in Jerusalem, ensuring Israel remained a nation devoted to God. By overseeing festivals and sacrifices, they strengthened Israel's identity as a covenant people. 2. Education and law-keeping. Levites were teachers of the Torah, instructing Israelites on religious laws and moral conduct. They served as judges and administrators, ensuring disputes were settled fairly based on God's commandments. This system helped prevent corruption and upheld justice, stabilizing Israel's governance. 3. Political influence and unity. The Levites were not given their own land but lived among the tribes, creating a nationwide network of spiritual leaders. Their presence helped maintain unity among the tribes, preventing divisions. They advised kings and leaders, ensuring rulers followed divine principles. 4. Role in Israel's survival. During times of crisis, Levites guided Israel through reforms, restoring worship and national identity. After exiles and invasions, they helped rebuild Jewish faith, ensuring its survival beyond destruction. 5. Continued influence in Jewish culture. Today, descendants of Levi and Kohanim, priests, continue to lead Jewish religious life, keeping traditions alive. The Levite focus on education, justice, and worship remains central to Jewish communities worldwide. The Levites didn't just serve the temple. They ensured Israel remained faithful, just, and unified, shaping its destiny as a nation. The Levites were not given their own land but lived among the tribes, creating a nationwide network of spiritual leaders. Their presence helped maintain unity among the tribes, preventing divisions. They advised kings and leaders, ensuring rulers followed divine principles. 4. Role in Israel's survival. During times of crisis, Levites guided Israel through reforms, restoring worship and national identity. After exiles and invasions, they helped rebuild Jewish faith, ensuring its survival beyond destruction. 5. Continued influence in Jewish culture. Today, descendants of Levi and Kohanim, priests, continue to lead Jewish religious life, keeping traditions alive. The Levite focus on education, justice, and worship remains central to Jewish communities worldwide. The Levites didn't just serve the temple, they ensured Israel remained faithful, just, and unified, shaping its destiny as a nation. The Levites continue to hold cultural, historical, and religious significance in modern Jewish communities. Though their original roles tied to the temple in Jerusalem ceased after its destruction, their legacy remains strong in various ways. 1. The priestly blessing, Birkat Kohanim. Descendants of the Levitical priests, Kohanim, still perform traditional blessings in synagogues. During Jewish holidays like Yom Kippur and Sukkot, Kohanim raise their hands in a ritual blessing, echoing their ancient priestly duties. 2. Special status in synagogues. Many Jewish communities recognize Levites and Kohanim with honors. Kohanim are given priority in certain religious rituals. Levites often assist with duties like hand-washing the priests before blessings. 3. Connection to Jewish scholarship. The Levites' tradition of teaching and interpreting the Torah continues. Many rabbis, scholars, and religious leaders trace their ancestry to Levi. Jewish surnames like Levi, Levine, Levi, Cohen, Kahan, and Katz often indicate Levite lineage. 4. Historical and DNA research. Some researchers study Levite genetic markers, finding common ancestry among Jewish communities worldwide. This reinforces connections between lost tribes and modern Jewish populations. 5. A symbol of Jewish continuity. The Levites represent spiritual dedication and preservation of tradition. Though they no longer serve in a temple, their values of leadership, scholarship, and faith influence Jewish identity today. Their presence may be less visible than in biblical times, but their role in blessing, teaching, and preserving Jewish traditions keeps their significance alive. Does any aspect of their modern influence interest you more?